Hey, welcome everybody. Hey, if you're hearing the sound of my voice, just type becoming. Just type becoming in the chat. If you're hearing the sound of my voice, just type becoming in the chat. Let me know where you're calling in from as well. Always a pleasure to know where you're calling in from. If you're hearing the sound of my voice, just type becoming. Right, welcome. Okay. We've got Southeast London in the building. We've got Kent here. We've got Dallas, Texas here. We have Nigeria. We've got Milton Keynes. Welcome. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. If you're hearing the sound of my voice, just type becoming. All right, we'll let a few more folks in and we'll get ourselves cracking. Well, one thing I hope for sure is that you were able to catch our mood swing version 3.6 upgraded version. This trade came in on Bitcoin today, so I hope you were able to catch that. Congratulations to those who did. We did actually give the heads up in our private and exclusive trade setups win as one, win as all chat. So well done for those of you who caught that. All right. We do have a special announcement to make today, as well as still looking at the market, see what's coming up. We did have a nice training as well on the additional features here in the Mood Swing tool. We had that this week. So if you missed that, it's posted in our educational channel. If you're a part of the elite Mood Swing traders. I want to wish all the mothers on the call a very happy Mother's Day as well. The world is definitely not the same without you. In fact, the world couldn't be the way it is without you. So happy Mother's Day. And I hope you get spoiled, treated real good. We do have on the call today a very exceptional mother who she's the mom of 3 children, and she has been pretty much the one that brought the idea of futures trading to the mood swing community. In fact, I remember when we did our mentorship way back years ago, one-on-one, and when I was teaching her, it was actually futures, right? We were trading futures, and the education was around futures. And in fact, the mood swing tool that you're seeing here now was actually built around futures, right? But it could be used in pretty much any market. But it was really built from the ground up for futures. And now this lady, this exceptional mother, has gone on to get a lot of funding for from the futures prop firms, and has been so disciplined in her trading that she is now a profitable trader using funding from prop firms, OPM, and then taking that money and putting it into her own trading account and building it there. So without any further delay, I would love for you guys to give a warm welcome to our exceptional mom and coach, Coach Rosie. Are you with us today?
Hey, Coach. Good evening. Good evening. Happy Sunday to everyone. Can we drop fire in the chat for our Coach Grenville? I am so grateful for him. Let me see the light of fire in the chat. What we have in the mood swing, y'all. People are people don't have no clue how easy and simple it is now for us to enter and exit the market. I am grateful just to be part of this community and being a lead student and just staying consistent through ups and downs, through the lows and to the lower highs and the high highs of life. And I'm just so grateful, Coach. As I look back, just I was just going back over our notes, and I often read our notes from the one-on-one mentorship. And I think one of my things to you was back then, I said, Coach, I want to learn how to have a precise entry. And I want to know precise entry because in trading, the only thing we control is the risk management. Market does what it wants to do.
Yeah.
But our risk management is the key to either we're going to be on the right side or the left side.
Mm.
And so I am grateful for the trading plan. I'm grateful for the tool, and I'm grateful for the commitment that no matter if it's the lows, I'm going to ride it out. If it's the highs, I'm going to ride it out. As a trader, we all get overconfident, we trade, and then I always learn that anytime I journal my trade and anytime I am not on the right side is because I prematurely entered the market.
Mm.
So I'm grateful to launch out our teachings and to kind of really be transparent, and we all grow and learn and be profitable. The key is risk management. We don't control the market, but when we know what we are risking, what we are entering in, and where we exiting, that's all that matters as long as we got our risk management. So I'm grateful for the risk management of the perspective of it and not the revenge trade. I think all of our traders, let me see ones in the chat where you made a lot of money and then you gave it right back to the market. Let me see the ones in the chat. You made a lot of money and then you gave it back to the market because you got overconfident. There you go. There
Mhm.
you go. We all have those bad habits, and we just got to train our brain to be on the right side of the market. And I'm just grateful, Coach. I'm an elite student. I always tell everybody that I encounter that I'm a student first before I'm a teacher because I'm forever learning where and how we're going to be in the market. And I'm excited to give back.
Wow. Now, I just want everybody to kind of get an idea of where you actually came from. You've got you're a single mother of
Three,
three. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. A
I'm
single mother of
originally
three.
from India.
Hmm.
And I joined IAM. A lot of people know what that is. I joined IAM to learn how to have the skill set. But I had my why. My why was I wanted to exchange my time. I didn't want to exchange my time for money while I was trying to raise my children as well as fund the kingdom of God. I'm a pastor, so it was a lot of me working two, three jobs trying.
Yeah, I remember you working three jobs, and I'm thinking, wow, this is crazy. Are you there?
Make it happen, meet the ends meet. I said, I'm a baby, are you for this? And I'm a member making sacrifices to learn the skill set. And now through, Top Step, through Apex, through Take Profit, I have been profitably able to withdraw um, commitment wise, just really staying, narrow narrow to it and be able to withdraw. And now I started my own account
Hmm.
from the platform funds, and to kind of really going to take that and run it up.
Wow. And I know you withdraw minimum 5 figures per month. We wouldn't say
Yeah.
how much, but I know you withdraw minimum 5 figures per month
Yes.
um, in your trading now, which is beautiful. So
Yes.
literally going from 0 to 5 figures plus per month uh,
Yes.
is amazing. Just through the skill of trading, just using the mood swing tool. Now, how instrumental has the mood swing tool been for you in helping you with your entries?
Coach, mood swing has been the key part of my success. I now um, I just wait for the tool. I wait for it to give me the long, and now literally I want to go back to trading forex too, because now it gives you your whole setup, trade setup, and all you got to do is just copy and paste it.
Wow. And well, I mean, this could be used in futures as well, right? So you just
Yes.
need to switch it on, make sure you upgrade. So, but we've got some good news though, because we the futures market has changed quite a lot just in the last few months, right? With regard to certain rules of the prop firms have improved so that we're now able to have a better result because of those new rules. And now we have a lot of people who are interested in futures trading, especially those who are scalping. If you're a scalper, futures is for you. I'm telling you, it's made for scalping, right? It is made for scalping. And so we've got an announcement to make. Um, would you like to make that announcement? Where you at? You had the camera on, but we lost you.
Yeah. We will be on Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. We will be doing our live session from 10 to 11 Eastern, and we'll bring your questions, bring your demo accounts, and let's make it happen.
Wow. So drop some sevens in the chat if you're excited about our new live future sessions with Coach Rosie, all right, who's a successful futures trader. She is going to drop the fire, bring the heat live in the market as the market moves. LIVE, did I say live? Yeah. She's also going to share with you what are the best prop firms to use while while you build your capital up to be able to get the funding that is required. And I'm telling you, the prop firm challenges are ridiculously cheap. Like when I say ridiculous, I mean ridiculous. They usually have like 90% off, 80% off, 75% off, and sometimes it's like $20 for $100,000 account. I'm not even joking.
Yep, and that is the way. A lot of times, we retail traders, we don't have the capital to be with the big boys, but
Hmm.
with platform, if we really stay focused and do what's required of us, you will be successful.
Wow. That is true. That is true. And we do have living proof of that in you. And we're so grateful that you've decided to, you know what, you were saying, Coach, whatever. I just want to give back to the community. I want to help as many people as we possibly can succeed with this futures trading. I was like, let's run with it, right? Let's run with it. Let's get as many people as we can to be successful in Forex, successful in futures. And I'm super grateful for you for stepping up to the plate like this. Just a round of applause, show some love, show some gratitude to Coach Rosie. Tuesday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, starting this Tuesday, right? Starting this Tuesday. This is for those people who are in the elite um, community. If you want to be a part of the elite community, we'll send you some information of how you could get that so that we'll drop the links in our private and exclusive chat and you'll be
Uh,
able to join in.
Coach, I will put it in the community. I will put it, but they have to be smart. They have to be part of our community.
Yep. Correct. Correct. Yeah.
Coach, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yep, I will put it in our community. Yeah, so they have to be part of our community.
For sure. For sure. Excellent. Excellent. Right. So we've got a lot of excited people here at the moment. So they'll be joining in, getting the futures groove on. As I said before, if you are a scalper, I'm telling you, the futures is made for you. Coach Rosie has it down packed. She has a system. I mean, the system is so crazy in terms of her disciplined approach, right? When she hits her target, if she hits that target, or that goal that she has, she's done. She's done trading for the whole month. If it happens in the first week, she's done trading for the whole month. She just switches to demo, right? For the whole, she just has one goal for the entire month, and once it's hit even on the first week, she is done. That's how
Done
disciplined.
and data. Yep.
That's why she's able to keep her money.
Yep. I think I sent it in our coach's chat. Okay, I'm done for the month. And it was only the 5th of the month.
Wow. That is just incredible. And to keep that discipline and just start over the next month is incredible. But to be able to hit that kind of goal in like 5 days, that's pretty incredible as well. Okay. But yeah, hats off to Coach Rosie. And I'm sure that we're gonna have way, way more people. I mean, the goal is to have at least 1,000 traders with minimum 100,000 prop firm funding by December the 31st, 2026. So if you are going to be one of those, if you're going to be one of those, just drop a 5 in the chat. If you are going to be one of those, just drop a 5 in the chat. Exactly. Yes, there we go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Excellent, excellent. So, there you have it. Thank you so much, Coach Rosie. I appreciate you. Happy Mother's Day as well. And if you've got to go, by all means, feel free. And I know your peeps may have something special for you. We're gonna just concentrate a little bit on what's happening in the market. In fact, what has happened last week, very, very interesting indeed, because we had non-farm payroll last week, Sunday. We had non-farm payroll, and that has proved to be quite an interesting bit of news. Bitcoin is doing its thing. We're in profit at the moment. If you missed it, well, you need to get MOODSWING in it. Okay. While we're on Bitcoin, let me, Caroline Taylor, we'll show you how to join the MOODSWING elites. What I'd like you to do is send me in a message. I'll send you my Telegram. Just send me a message on Telegram and we will get you in on the elites, right? Now, the elites have access to quite a few things. We have the AI alerts, we've got the MOODSWING tool, we've got the trade setups, we have educational channel. And on top of that now, we're going to add the futures at no extra cost, right? At no extra cost. We're going to add the futures to that as well. So there we have it. Okay, so send me a message and we will get you in on that. Okay, so Bitcoin, I want to look at Bitcoin from a very big standpoint. Okay, we've got some more people coming in. And the reason why I want to look at Bitcoin from a bigger standpoint is that Bitcoin had been dropping out of the sky for a little bit. Okay, it peaked at 126 or 125, somewhere around there. And then we started to see a drop. The reality is that we actually still in a downtrend, but we're seeing a little bit of a pullback here at the moment. And what I would like to do is we actually have, you see this? Right here, fair value gap. I'm looking for Bitcoin to retrace back into that fair value gap right there and then continue to the downside. So I'm thinking that this Bitcoin is setting up for a big move to the downside. And the reason why, because I've actually got a level way down here that I'm looking for Bitcoin to get back to before we see that push to the upside, right? Looking for Bitcoin to come all the way back down. I just think that that is just a little bit of a pullback before we see any sort of bullish move back up to the upside. So I wouldn't rush to try and do a big buy in Bitcoin. I know we're buying at the moment because our tool tells us to do so. However, I wouldn't buy for too long. Now, I know we have, let me just go back to a smaller time frame here. Okay. Okay. So I think we have a little bit of room for Bitcoin to go to the upside, but when it gets back up into this zone up here, I tell you, I'm really looking for selling opportunities. Just do some. Well, I mean, we even have a buy setup on the daily, which is quite remarkable. I just want to do a Fibonacci here. Let's reverse it. Okay. Let's reverse it here. All right, so pulling back to about a 68.5 to 78.6. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that setup on Bitcoin, and then looking for a move back to the downside after that, and a big one. You know, I'm looking for a big drop off on Bitcoin. We're still pretty much trending to the downside. Okay. Okay. So, well done for those who are in profit already on this Bitcoin setup. Whether you want to hold it for a long period of time or just take your profits, really up to you, because I'm sure there'll be many other setups on the way up. I mean, there were setups here, 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 and then now there's another one here. So depending on if you are a trader or more of a investor type, it has some room to push to the upside. So that's Bitcoin. But what I want to look at is what happened last week in the non-farm payroll. So let's look at last week. Good. And let's see some results of certain things here. Well, we had some really good housing data for the US and job openings as well earlier in the week, right? So housing sales went up, job openings went up. Is that a positive thing for the US? Absolutely. Okay. Then initial job claims, right? That fell. That means less people were claiming benefits. That's a good thing. Then we had on Friday non-farm payroll, which absolutely obliterated the record. It was forecast at 65,000 and it actually went up to 115,000. Okay? So absolutely obliterated the records. So what does that mean? Well, personally, that means the US economy is looking good, right? And if the US economy is looking good, then we should start looking to see some strengthening up happening in the US market. And if we're starting to see some strengthening up in the US market, then we should potentially start looking for some pullbacks on the pairs that has the US as the quote currency. Okay, so something like a GBP USD, for example. Let me pull it up. Right? We should. I mean, I know it's pushing up right now. However, we should potentially start looking for some pullbacks. Okay. Saying that GBP had some good news as well. Okay. AUD USD. Okay. We should start looking for some setups for potential even selling off of the AU here. At the moment, we're seeing a little bit of a trend to the upside, but I'm looking for a pullback. But let's look at gold and let's see what happened on gold on Friday, right? And what we actually caught on Friday. So right here, okay. So we actually caught this buy to the upside here, but I started telling the elite, hey, that non-farm payroll figures is looking too good for this buy to hold. Okay, so we caught the buy because the MOODSWING tool gave us the buy, but I said, hey, we should be looking for a liquidity hunt, right? We should be looking for a liquidity hunt above these highs right here. And then we look for some movements back down to the downside. Okay. And that is exactly what happened. Price pushed up, liquidity hunt above these highs, tapped into a supply and demand zone that we had here, and we dropped. So we also caught the sell, right? We also caught the sell to the downside on this one. And this was actually a quite nice, that was over 300 pips mine, okay? So what shall we do when the market opens up? Personally, I am looking for gold to actually drop off again. Okay, I'm looking for gold to continue falling off. I'm gonna see where the MOODSWING tool lands, right? Because this is pretty sideways, right? Right, we had been trending up for a while, right? We caught a nice buy here over 1,000 pips to the upside on this one. Then we're starting to see some sideways movement. We have some positivity on the US. Potentially we could have another stop hunt, but I'm really looking for gold to drop off here, depending on where the MOODSWING tool lands. So this is definitely one to keep an eye on for sure. Okay, let's just go back. Let's just go back a little bit. We could just replay this one. It's right here. Uh-oh. Let's go back on the wrong time frame. right? We had some nice move to the upside here. It was really strong. Um, the beauty about having the upgraded version as well of the mood swing tool is that we don't really have to do anything until we see the setup coming in, right? We don't have to do anything until we see the setup coming through, right? That was a nice buy that we caught here, just off of this fair value gap, but we saw the setup earlier anyways. That actually went for a decent amount of pips there as well. That was over 500 pips, right? That was on Thursday, right? And then Friday is just, hey, got stopped out there. Right? That was the buy setup, and then we start seeing the sell coming off after the news. Yeah, after the news, we start seeing the sell. So, right, we have to still always be aware of when news is coming. Okay, this is why we look at things coming up in the week. So we've looked at what happened last week. Right. Okay. They always have to try and complicate things, right? So on Tuesday, we have the CPI, pretty much famously known as the inflation rate. That is going to be big, right? That is another big thing for the US. Monday, there's housing data as well. So we could expect some serious movement on those US pairs come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Pretty much all week, right? Pretty much all week. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there's definitely opportunity there. Um, we could, again, we might have to be really patient with this one. Wait to see what the figures are before we even make a decision. At the moment, we're riding on non-farm payroll figures being pretty strong, and we're looking for the US to strengthen up, therefore looking for a potential pullback on gold. We also have to remember we have the Middle East stuff going on. There is a ceasefire at the moment, which is helpful, and we should start seeing gold pulling back if that ceasefire is totally and fully agreed with. Right? As I'm talking about the Middle East now, let me just pop to the US oil here. Okay, and US oil is starting to give us some movements of, potentially wanting to drop off, right? We had a big drop off here from last week. Last week, price started to pull back a bit. At the moment, we're in a little bit of a range, but whichever side it breaks out of this range, that is where I believe oil is going to go. So if it breaks below this level, I'm definitely looking to sell oil down here. So we have a mood swing level here that we could get a little bit of a resistance off of. But if it breaks below that, I'm definitely looking for selling opportunity on oil, because we're starting to see that the Middle East um, is starting to get a little bit stable, less bombs going on. But again, if things escalate, oil prices are going to shoot up. If things de-escalate, oil prices are going to shoot down. So we just had to wait and see how that flows. Okay. Anything else? We have news for the pound, GDP. That's big as well. So we got to wait. We did have some positive news on the pound last week, so we saw that push to the upside. So GBP and USD probably not the best to trade. And let's talk about JPY for a minute. Right. So Japanese yen, elite students, if you were following, we spoke about the yen for a minute. What happened to the yen earlier last week? Do you remember? Do you remember what happened with the yen earlier last week? Anybody? Oh, well, okay. The Japanese government bought up a lot of the yen and caused the market to go in a little bit of a frenzy. So let me open up a Japanese yen chart, any one of them, and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so right here, where we had this huge drop off, this first one, this was the Bank of Japan buying up some yen right here, right? Cause all those yen pairs to drop off. It was a temporary fix in trying to strengthen up the yen, but it's always going to be temporary. Now, price came back up. It tapped on mood swing level to the pip and then had a bit of a bounce around. And again, I think they tried to do it here again. But that, again, was a temporary fix. Personally, I believe that those yen pairs are going to start seeing some moves to the upside. I was able to catch a buy on USD JPY and ZD JPY. I didn't follow a GBP JPY at all, but and again, look, we saw a buy opportunity here on the mood swing scanner here for a buy, and that actually played out quite well. Okay, so and that's over 100 pips that. So personally, I'll be looking for more buying opportunities on the yen. Now with the mood swing scanner, we could take our trades in we could have two different trade setups. We could have them off of the order blocks here once the conditions are met, or we could literally have it off of our mood swing level here as well. So I could do something like trade the mood swing. If I do that, then I'll have a trade set up at our mood swing level, which is just right there. Okay, so we could have two different trade setups. Now, when the market opens up, we'll have a new mood swing level. So that trade setup will set up at the new mood swing level. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But once the mood swing level is green, it will be a buy setup, right? If the mood swing level turns red, then it will switch to a sell setup. That's the thing about the mood swing level. The other is the order block. So if the order block is blue and we do have some other conditions met, it will give you a buying opportunity. The order block is red and other conditions are met, it will give you a selling opportunity. You don't have to do all the analysis anymore. It actually does it for you. We just looked at gold. Okay, that was the first one we looked at. Other than Bitcoin, we looked at gold. So GBP, JPY, we will be looking for some more buying opportunities because I believe that the JPY or the yen is generally weak and it's just a temporary fix that the Japanese government did to this. Now, we'll see. We'll see if they try to do it again. Now, this is why risk management is so key because nobody could predict this except for the governor of the Bank of Japan who decided to pull the trigger. Right? Nobody could predict that. So even if we were buying here, because we had some really good buying opportunities off the mood swing level here, that was a nice buy there, nice buy here, right? Even if we were buying that, when that happened, be sure to have your stop loss in place. Okay? Now, so again, let's look at other JPY pairs, AUD JPY. And AUD JPY is a good one as well because the Australian dollar had a interest rate decision and that actually strengthened it up. So you see the beautiful buy trade there, that it actually hit all the take profit targets. And in fact, it was so good that they decided, you know what, I want to do it again. So came right back down to the zone and boom, that was another buying opportunity as well. Okay. So that was over 150 pips there on the AUD JPY. Yeah, over 180, right? And then it came back down to entry again and it's starting to move to the upside, right? So from this entry is at the moment over 100 pips in profit. So I'm just going to follow these two setups, take either one of them, good risk management, and you're in good stead. Okay. Okay. NZD JPY will be the same thing. So I'm pretty much biased for buying opportunities on all those JPY pairs. Okay. There we go. Beautiful trade setup here on NZD JPY. This is a mood swing trade setup looking for a push to the upside on that. Ooh. All right. So I mean, there's nothing much more to talk about, right? Just to be vigilant when we come to Monday and Tuesday for the US pairs. Tuesday is going to be very, very serious, right? CPI usually gives even more movement than the NFP these days. So let's keep an eye on that for sure. And with that said, we're going to wrap it up. For those of you who want to be a part of the elite program, right, where you've got access to the AI trade alerts, trade setups, the MOODSWING scanner that we've got there, the upgraded version as well, that actually gives you the take profit target entries and things. So you don't have to do any analysis whatsoever. It's done for you in terms of your technical analysis, totally done for you. Access to our educational channel, access to our Winners One, Winners All chat where we talk every day. And if something has changed from what we discussed on Sunday, if it's changed, well, we discuss, hey, I think we should change our bias here because the market has changed up. And we discuss that in the group. And it's actually quite lively. It's been very lively since we've got the updated version as well. So we're in there to help everybody to win, right? A lot of people are now getting their funded accounts. We even had a single mother of 3, which is a different one to Coach Rosie. So not only Coach Rosie, another single mother of 3. She's passed her 100,000 account in, I think the second phase, she passed it in 2 days where they had 4 days to give to her. And then the first day of trading the real account, she made over $2,000. Past profit doesn't guarantee future profit, but that's just to tell you how powerful this thing is and how powerful this movement that we have of teaching people the truth and getting people to understand is no hype whatsoever, right? This is no hype. We're just doing trading in the right way, not the retail trader way, the right way, all right? And the results are just showing for themselves. So I just want to see you guys on the inside, and we will get you guys to the profitability that you absolutely deserve. So see you guys pretty soon. See you on the inside. Drop me a message if you want to get started on the elite program. We'll give you a nice 20% discount as well if you get started today. All right. See you soon. Bye bye for now.